Folks may be able to see you. Take care not to screen share your computer. Anything you broadcast may be captured by the recording. My name is Paul McKelk, Chairman of the Board of Health. Let me confirm that our members are present. Sue Regera.
Here.
Bob Wheeler.
Present.
Donna Trela.
Here.
And we are waiting for Bill. Oh, he's here.
Oh, Bill's
Hi, Bill.
Hello. Hey, Bill.
Hi.
With a quorum of the Board of Health present, I call this meeting to order. I have 7:03, 7:04.
You doing it?
This open meeting of the Berlin Board of Health is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020. Due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and or parties with a right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Town of Berlin website at www.townofberlin.com. In order to mitigate the transmission of COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the Governor's Council suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. While no in-person attendance of members of the public is permitted, every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the town's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. The standard public comment portion of this meeting will accommodate limited public comment. For this meeting, the Berlin Board of Health is convening using the Zoom platform as posted on the agenda, identifying how the public may join. Public is encouraged to follow along during this meeting using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. Supporting materials are available this evening to members of the board and can be made available to the public by request. We can now turn to the first item on the agenda. Anyone wishing to speak, I will acknowledge their turn by a raise of the hand so that we can keep some order to this. And the first thing I have on the agenda, and Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, is it 199-203 Crosby?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll get started and then maybe
Please.
Paula can fill in any blanks. Title V inspection being done at the property. There's two single-family homes on the parcel. I guess what's known as 203 Crosby Road is a 3-bedroom dwelling and has a 3-bedroom septic permit. The second home is known as 199 Crosby Road. The permit, when the system was installed, it was called a 1-bedroom guest house. But the size and layout of the house, it certainly appears to be, a 3-bedroom, but again, the permit says 1. So, I asked Paula to get us a floor plan. We could take a look at the layout, but, the inspector, doing the Title V, saw the tank size, the bed size. It's obviously a system that when it was installed was certainly, sized for more than 1 bedroom. It's 2 minutes in and gravel. It's an 810 square foot leach bed with a 1,000-gallon tank, which would have been the tank size required at the time. So mathematically, under the old code, this thing would probably be good for 7 bedrooms. Under today's code, it's probably good for 5. And I think logically they're asking it to be respected as a 3 versus the one that's on the permit.
Yes.
And I don't know, Sue, I sent over that floor plan. I don't know.
Right now.
Yep.
Okay, can you see the screen? Did I do it?
No.
All right.
I have it on my cell phone.
I just had to find the right button to push.
Yeah. Oh,
That got weird.
Yeah, it just got all weird on me.
Yeah.
There we go. How's
Hey.
that?
Got it.
So this is the 203?
Yes.
That's the upper diagram. Is 203?
No, this is 199 downstairs and upstairs.
Oh, it's okay. One upstairs and downstairs. All right. Thank you.
And so what's 203?
203 is an existing 3-bedroom and has a 3-bedroom permit. I think the property might be known as 203 Crosby, but the guest house, if you will, has that street number of 199.
Okay.
Right.
So actually, the floor plan that's being shared would be the 199 floor plan.
And they're sharing one septic system?
No,
They each have their own system. Again, the what's known as 203, I guess, is a 3-bedroom septic permit. The guest house, as it's referenced on 199 Crosby, again has a permitted system, but the permit itself says 1-bedroom guest. Why that designation was put on the permit in the plan at that time, can't really comment on. It was 1983. But again, a 1,000-gallon tank and an 810 square foot leach bed in sandy soils certainly could accommodate more bedrooms. And again, the floor plan shows, kitchen, dining, living room, first floor, and 3 bedrooms on a second floor. It's a good size. It's like a single family home. A guest house you'd kind of imagine would be a much smaller structure.
How large is the leach field?
810 square feet. So, 20 by 40 would be a 800. So it's a little larger than that.
If I could, when this structure was first built, there was only 1 bedroom upstairs, and that's why it ended up being a permit for a 1-bedroom. The rest of the structure on the second floor was unfinished. Over the years, we have finished it off, and we now have 2 more bedrooms for a total of 3 bedrooms.
Do you have any records of how often this tank has been pumped or will be pumped or has been pumped, I should say?
It was just pumped about a week ago with Gary
Or the
Lind
Title
when he comes
V,
down. When he
right.
came down. Yeah.
Because the tank is a little undersized for current regulations. The leach field size seems adequate.
Correct, Paul. The current code is 1,500 for a tank size.
Right.
Paula, do you know?
Is that new construction? You're talking about 1,500, or is that
Well,
existing?
new construction or even an upgrade to an existing, or this is a little bit gray because an increase in flow is viewed as in new construction. So, because the permit says 1 bedroom, the board could consider this increase in flow beyond the approved permit. Do you know how long ago the additional bedrooms were finished, or was it done with building permit?
Oh, boy. Not long after the structure was built, within probably 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, I guess we could check the building file too to see if they have records of that.
What does the tax bill say, Paula? How many bedrooms in that structure?
Well, that's a good question. I don't, hang on one second. Let me go to my other computer. I think I got it over there. I got the field card.
Yeah, the field card that Paula had emailed me, it says 3 bedrooms.
Oh, all right. You got it already. So there you go.
Thank you. Thanks, Billy.
Yep.
Thank you, Paula. Okay.
So Bill, I'm confused. What needs to be done here? I'm assuming Paula's trying to sell. Yes, no? And so she wants to be able to list it as a 3-bedroom.
Correct.
So what has to happen in order to do that?
Well, that's really where the board's discretion comes in. You know, a hard black and white read of Title V, you know, would have us investigate that, you know, this system complies with current code if we're going to allow it to have more bedrooms than the permit is stating. I think the inspector just raised the question, you know, gee, you know, the permit says 1, I look at this house, you know, I look at this system, you know, it makes sense that obviously the system's able to handle greater than 1 bedroom. But again, it's kind of that discretion that the board has as far as how you want to approach that solution.
Now, when we talked to the Title V inspector, he had said that the size of that tank and field would accommodate up to a 4-bed. So I'm kind of like, okay, how come we're questioning whether or not we have enough to fill a 3-bedroom home?
Well, the
Because
question
your
is,
inspector didn't, I'm sorry, go ahead, Bill.
well, the reason the question is being raised is Title V is very clear that the approved design flow for a system is the most recent septic permit. So this permit clearly states 1 bedroom, therefore that is the approved design flow for that system, regardless of mathematically how much it can handle. So that's why the discussion is necessary. But go ahead,
Okay.
Paul.
Well, I was also going to say that what your inspector told you may have been accurate to a degree, but I don't think he said everything that needed to be said. And that is that the tank is undersized for a 3-bedroom in this community. The leach field size seems to be adequate. There's not an issue there. And where this is a for sale property,
I thought this one was a 1,500 gallon tank. I
Nope.
thought that's what Gary told me.
No, I had
No?
asked Gary, and I think he told me on the phone. I don't know if I jotted it down, but neither of them are 1,500s. I think one of them might be 1,000, one might be 1,100 or 1,250, but neither of them were 15 in his opinion.
Okay.
And again, we can certainly talk to Gary if that's not correct.
Yeah, I was almost certain he told me that the one at this house was 1,500 at the 199. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's where I got the impression that he had said we have a sufficient sized tank and field for a 4-bedroom.
well, he needs
I
to clearly,
know.
he needs to clearly document what's there and put his name to it, because this is in fact a legal situation and everybody just needs to be current
Sure.
and up to speed. That's all.
Yep.
Bill,
Paul?
yes.
Now, Gary had not submitted the report yet because he thought asking this question first would make sense.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Because
Right.
if the board said, okay, yeah, let's call it a 3, then he would submit the report as such. Right now, what he would need to do, you know, without asking this question first, you know, on the Title V, it asks for design bedrooms, it asks for actual bedrooms. Right now, this would come in as a 1-bedroom design, but a 3-bedroom actual. And that would kind of bring us to the usual letter that we send, you know, asking for clarification. So he thought he'd get that question out there before the reports were submitted. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Do you mind if I take a second and see if I can get him on his cell phone? I just want to ask him real quick if that was a 15. I can confirm that with him. I just give him a quick call.
Go ahead.
All right, pardon me.
I mean, I guess what I'm thinking is particularly with the transfer of ownership, we typically look at what exists and not so much what is on record. And we need to be clear on that and base our judgments on the facts, not something that was, put together in 1983.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though the math says this system is for greater bedrooms, the code says you got to respect the permit. That's why you've got that conflict as far as number of bedrooms.
The code says we have to respect that permit.
Well, that's what the code says. The most recent permit reflects the design for the system. But again, obviously, evidence of what's there,
Thank you for confirming that. I appreciate it.
So the permit respects
Okay,
the one
bye-bye.
bedroom, actually. Is there any way of finding old building permits to that?
I could check the building file. I'm going to be in town tomorrow or Thursday. Yep.
Well, I think a little more research needs to be done. What did you find out? Were you able to reach him, Paula?
Yes, I was able to reach him and he did confirm it's a 1,000. So my mistake.
No problem.
Oh, thank you.
I guess we need to do a little bit more digging, I would say, Bill.
Yes. Yeah, I'll take a look at the. I think we did a similar situation on Highland Street. We'll look at the building file also and look at the timing on that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we're going to resolve at the point, you're going to research it some more before.
Right, there are no
determination.
no decisions this evening. We need to be a little more clear on facts and see what we can find in records
Okay.
to be able to proceed intelligently on this.
Okay, I
And,
understand.
sorry about your dad, Paula.
Well, thank you
he's-
very much. I
He was a great
appreciate
guy.
it.
He was a great guy.
Well, he made it to 94. He did pretty good.
It is
And we
good.
kept him home the whole time too. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
you guys did good.
Yeah, I would love to see a single buyer purchase the property because there's still 18 acres down there. I'm so deeply concerned that the minute it gets on the market, end up being bought by developers, which completely breaks my heart, but I don't have much control over what goes on.
Are you
So
looking
I'm
to
not
sell-
so sure that septic permit is gonna make a whole lot of difference. I mean, I'd love to be able to have the Title V read a 3 that I could possibly attract a buyer for that property and actually have it used as a single family home with a guest house. But, it just adds that much more incentive for a single buyer to come in and purchase it. That's my only incentive because right now I'm probably struggling with the developers getting to it before anybody else. And I'm trying to make it as attractive as possible for a single buyer.
Well, in this community, if there's a parcel with 18 or 19 acres, that's going to attract a lot of attention, much more so than just somebody interested in a single family home or two single
know.
family homes. It's just the
I know.
nature of the beast here right now.
I know. My heart is broken. I know how much Dad loved that property and how much he loved it. And the whole family's always enjoyed it. But, I don't get a lot of choice in the matter as the trustee. Everybody wants the property sold and I just don't have the money to buy it. So, I'll do my best to try to hope that a single buyer will purchase it. I mean, if you look at the old McGurty's house across the street, well, they paid $950,000 for that and they rebuilt it for almost $1 million.
Yep.
So I'm kind of hoping maybe I can knock on their door and interest them to come next door.
Yeah, find
in
out if they
my
have a
dad's
cousin or
place and
brother.
Put that one on. Yeah.
You're the whole backside of the pond, aren't you, Paula?
Yeah.
Kinda?
Well, yeah, from the house down, but then there's this like V section that opens up out to the end of Crosby Road where old Bonazzoli has still owns that. So yes, down to the pond from directly behind the house. But again, it goes out in a pie section out to the street and Bonazzoli still owns that little tiny pie section that he's never done anything with. And Primo passed away years ago. So I don't know what's happening with that thing.
Right.
Okay, we need to
Alrighty.
move along with the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you
And,
very much. I
We'll
appreciate
do
your
some
time.
research and Bill will be back in touch with you.
Yeah, and Paula, just so you know, the board meets again in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay,
See.
take care.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
17 Whitney.
Yeah, that is a Title V inspection that has a garbage grinder.
Yeah.
So Paul, I think I might have texted you. There is a letter on the desk, so when you have a chance, we
I
can.
think I signed that one.
Okay.
If
obviously I was
if
not
it's
there
been
today.
there a few days, I signed it
Yeah.
over the weekend.
I'll grab it tomorrow or Thursday. And 96 Ball Hill,
Ball
that was a
Hill,
forward pass.
that one passed.
Yep.
Okay. Um, 76 Allen.
That I did not have a chance to review, so I'm going to bump that to next meeting. So I can
Okay.
have also the engineer email that plan to Sue.
Let's see. 76 Allen. What else do you have, Bill?
That is it.
We have a hearing in a couple minutes.
Yep.
Just briefly, Maloney Properties, who manage Northbrook 2, took the initiative because there were several positive cases of COVID-19, and they brought in, I believe, CVS to do vaccinations at Northbrook 2.
Not the whole Northbrook, just Northbrook too?
Two different management companies. And they don't communicate well. I think it's worth a visit. I plan on it. Bill, I don't know about you, but I want to go to Northbrook 2. I believe the manager's I don't know if it's Christine Olson or her last name is Olson.
Well, I think it's Crystal, if it's still that same woman that we. had
Okay,
met.
Crystal. Couple things. I mean, they did a good thing, but would have been nice if they had touched bases with the Board of Health.
Right.
Because we're trying to coordinate some things as well.
Right.
And I also know because of my association and indirect association with the food pantry in Northbrook 2, there are a number of people that just, they refused vaccinations and they continue to walk around without wearing masks. I don't know what we can do on a residential end, but I thought a conversation with Crystal Olson would be worthwhile. And if not, we'll go up a little higher up the ladder. And then do some research. I got to find out who's running Northbrook 1 right now. There's been change there, and I don't know who's on first, quite frankly.
Could we do this again? Could we
Hey,
do
what,
it,
Sue?
could we do it again? Could we do it at Brook Lane and Northbrook 1, or just hold the clinic in the school like we all practice?
Bobby?
That Northbrook 2, I think that's federally funded housing, Paul, so that might
Yeah, it is.
fall under the mask mandate. by law right now, but, you know, on that end, but like you say, down at Northbrook 1, there is a community building where they could do the same thing with shots if they could get together and, you know, but being a
A
federal,
lot of ifs and suppositions there. That's why conversations need to be had directly with the principals involved.
certainly,
We can talk about it all night long and it's not going to do anything. We need to get somebody from there into our communication loop. All right, I guess it's close enough to 7:30. Let's deal with 186 Highland Street. And I believe Dan Wolf is with us.
He is.
I am here.
Hi, Dan.
Good evening. Want me to jump right in?
Please do.
All right, this was a property that our office has worked on a number of times over the past many years. And the last time was back in 2009. We presented a septic plan and it was given a permit and the family maintained it for a while, but it has since expired. So they asked me to get it reactivated. I reviewed the design itself against the now current Board of Health regulations, and everything is still as it was when the plan was first drawn up. The only issue that's coming before the board is back in 2009, we had asked for a variance to allow a longer sewer line than your 100-foot maximum that's in your regulations. So we had presented you with a variance request letter requesting that the sewer line be 252 feet from the house to the leaching area. The reason for that is that the soils that are acceptable to be used for a leaching area are way in the back of the lot. And the building, the house would be way up in the front. So again, the length that we're going for is 252 feet. The length conforms to Title V in the fact that there is a clean out halfway through, and therefore there are no sections of the sewer line that would be longer than 100 feet without having access to them for use of a snake or something like that.
Gravity fed?
Yes, it is.
Okay. What, 186 Highland, can someone help me with that location?
up by Halfpenny's barn there on the left, across from the horse stable, before
Oh, is it the
O'Brien. Place.
unoccupied building and barn, house and
Yeah.
barn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I see Susan had put in the plan on, and you can see that the barn is that big structure that's right on the road. Literally.
Right, okay, yep,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
got it.
So I
Okay,
know Bill has been out there a couple times with us as well. I don't know if he has anything to add as well.
Nothing's changed since the last approval, as you had stated, so it's the same plan, just
you can drop that, Sue, if you want, please.
Okay.
And that's a 1,500 gallon tank, Billy?
propose 1,500, yes.
Okay. Is it gonna be a Presby or a regular?
No pipe and stone trenches.
Terrific, yeah, okay. 1,500. Pipe and stone.
I'm trying to get out of here.
Technology's our friend.
Oh, I know. Donna, you want to jump in?
No, thank you.
Her
No, I don't know how to do this stuff, sorry.
parents didn't raise any stupid kids.
Well, if you X out at the top, maybe
No, I
That-
don't.
that, I don't know.
My lower right screen is a red box that says leave, but I don't want to hit it because.
That's
Well,
leave
I
the
can
meeting.
leave- I can end it for all of us. Button.
That'd be the best. No. Everything but for Dan.
Well, I don't know. We can continue on. I just don't need the diagram anymore. We can move ahead if anybody has any comments. Bobby, do you have anything?
No, I'm fine with it.
All right, Sue?
I don't have anything. So what are the variances? We're being,
Sewer line length.
Goal line length over 100.
oh. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the sewer line length variance.
I'll second that.
All right, we'll do a roll call. All in favor, Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
All right,
Paul, I, variance for 252-foot sewer line length is approved.
Great. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
You're
And,
welcome.
thank you, Dan.
Thanks for coming out on a night like this, Dan, you know?
Yeah, I struggled, but I was able to get here.
Hey, Dan, before you go,
Yes.
just green cards and newspaper notice. We just need those hard copies at some point, either to the Board of Health office or to the air office.
Okay, I had emailed all the green cards to you this afternoon, both Susan and Bill.
Yeah, I think I saw those.
So do you need hard copies, Bill? You
Yeah.
need the actual cards?
The board tends to retain the hard copies in their file at the town office, yes.
Okay, and then I also have the actual newspaper itself. So you want that as well?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay,
Just the article, not the whole paper.
okay. And Bill, do I get them to your office or the Berlin office?
Whatever's easiest for you. There's a green drop box at the town office, and obviously we have a box out front and there, so whatever's easiest.
All right, very good. Well, thank you again. Have a good night.
All right, take care, Dan. Bill, do you have anything else?
I do not.
All right. We can cut you loose. I'm just going to continue a little bit, just so you're aware that our Concom is coming forth with another version of a wetlands bylaw.
Yep.
I had sent an email to the selectmen over a week ago, and presumably as a result of that, I did hear from Concom, got a copy of what they're proposing, and was quasi invited to a casual and informal sit down to review the document.
Yep.
Along with two members of Concom, the chairman and Carolyn, plus Mike Sawyer, Peter Hoffman, and myself. And we did that Sunday. And we worked through some things. It's much less aggressive than the last document they proposed.
Yep.
And I think the point was made to Concom that they really need to come up with a document that shows what is required boilerplate by the state versus what our local Concom is requesting. Because there's a lot of legalese, it's can be very confusing. And for the average person, we just want to know what Concom's doing.
Sure.
Or what they're asking for. And they were in agreement that that was a good idea, and they are working on it. So, and Bobby, I know I need to get you a copy of that, Sue as well. I'll do so the next day or two. And it'll just be the original copy that I got with really no notations of what transpired. I'll try and address those questions as they come up best I can from my notes. Other than that.
Would Billy get one too,
Yes,
Paul?
the document available electronically.
Yeah, I'll get it to you as well, Bill.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for the cookies,
I
Bill.
believe a copy, Concom has sent one to Dave Burke as well, who's a local environmental guy. What else is new and different? I would, nothing to do with Board of Health, but I drove around a little bit this afternoon and thought our roads were really in pretty good shape, considering that our highway department consists of Dave Smith and two guys. So he cobbled together some kind of crew that I think did a very credible job. And I sent him an email acknowledging it because
Yeah,
he's in a tough place right now with a limited crew. And I think people in our community like Dave Smith and Margaret, if you think they're doing a good job, they need to hear that from time to time because
most definitely.
they're surrounded by alligators every day and they're in the swamp.
Certainly.
Let me just, that's the only way I'm going to put it. So, you know, if you're of the mind and heart and agreement, I'm not saying do anything that's phony, but if you concur that they're doing some things well, I'd let them know. They need it. They are, with COVID-19, with everything that's going on, it's kind of an overwhelming time for a lot of town officials, particularly people in the hot seat. And those two in particular are in the hot seat. So
Mhm.
other than that, I have nothing. Anybody have anything else to add?
Not at this time.
Okay, Donna, thank you for copying and laminating. I told Sue I need a few more, another half a dozen.
Sure.
What that's about, Bobby, is I got something in the mail from Emerson Hospital that delineates the different systems, not systems, but symptoms from COVID, flu, and a cold, which I thought was a nice, clear chart. I've asked the post office to post a couple. I've put one in the general store. I'm going to go to Riverbridge Shell, probably the pizza place, and Rockwell as well. I'm always looking for helpful health information for the general public because people only hear and see a little bit of what's on the news, and it's like, when are we going to get our shots or whatever? And the more clarity we can provide to people, the better off we are.
I agree, Paul. Good job. And we do have to give Margaret a big kudos. She's been trying to keep up with those regs and get them on the town website. And we have to give her kudos for every day it changes just about. So I think she's doing very well too, of getting it out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked to her Friday a little bit.
Oh, good, Donna. Yeah.
Yeah, I did have one quick question.
Yes.
The Northbrook 2, the several cases they brought in CVS to do what, testing or shots?
No, I believe it was CVS. The management company brought CVS from Northborough in and administered some vaccine shots.
Okay,
I don't know how many.
okay,
I don't know how it was allocated.
Okay.
I know nothing. I mean, that's why I want to have a conversation with them that they should keep the Board of Health in the loop because we'd like to keep Neshoba in the loop too, because as vaccines become available, you know, there's an allocation issue and who needs what and how many we got. And if people have already gotten them, I mean, it's just like, you know, let's try and keep it simple, please.
yeah, because I heard Sterling Senior Center, they're having a clinic and they said that they have enough vaccines for all of their seniors, 75 and up. And I was like, well, how did they get them? Whereas other
Yeah.
towns, you know, only get a little bit here and there.
Wow.
So, yeah, I know, I was surprised, but I was actually able to get my mother signed up for the 16th for her shot. And it was through the UMass portal, the MyChart. So, and they have a lot of slots open for, you know, the 75 and up. So I was kind of surprised with that.
I heard a tip on the radio the other day, a call in to, I listen to GBH, Jim and Marjorie frequently, and a fellow had gone to Gillette with his 85-year-old father, And he had struggled for a while to get an appointment.
Mm.
And because on the first page is something about a refresh button. He said, go to the last page and hit the refresh button. And if you keep doing that, that's where cancellations pop up first.
Huh.
And then you can jump on them.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got bumped though, because they keep changing the definition of the comorbidities.
Right.
Yeah, so I went from phase 2 second to phase 2 last because they keep changing and it's crazy. So, I mean, but I'm on the My Chart as well. So I'm just hoping that they know enough, like who's in what spot. It's going to be interesting to see. Because, with my mother, she's clearly 80. They know that.
Right.
But this comorbidity thing is just, it's crazy.
And I'll say Neshoba's approach, I like. They're not dealing with that. It's just they're going to deal with ageism, oldest first and work their way down. Because comorbidity, somebody can claim it. Does it require doctor's notes? I mean, keep it simple, stupid, really, and just work off the age brackets.
Well, but if some people like have a higher risk, I think
Right.
that's.
Well, I'm talking Shoba and the way they're trying to deal with it. There are so many different scenarios and many different. There's no one right answer. That's the thing.
Right.
We deal with what we can deal with.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So like we're slipping behind most states now. We were in the 30th. Now we're in like the 40th or something. So
Yeah, well, we started off deep in the hole on January 20th.
yeah,
It's only been 10 days, 12 days. It's going to
Yeah.
take a while, unfortunately.
Well, I'm hoping that Johnson & Johnson one-shot deal gets our way fast. That would be a lot nicer. Too.
that would be good. Yeah, I agree.
Mm. All right, any other new business?
Nope.
With that, do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting at 7:44.
I'll second that motion.
All right, all in favor, Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
Aye.
Paul, aye. This meeting is officially adjourned.